lag. So I'm just going to kind of make nonsense talk. Okay, we look like we are going live right now. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here. And thank you to anybody that's popping on live or watching the replay. I'm going to try to have both computers going, but if I do not interact right on the spot, no, I will check all the comments when I'm done with the live. I'm good at multitasking, but for whatever reason, not good at multitasking with technology. So, hello. Let me get to the right screen. Zoom is messing with me. 1 second. So of course, being the queen of multitasking, I've got 500 windows open on my computer. There we go. Okay, I've got you guys back up with me. Thank you for joining me, those of you with Mystic Circle. I am Jen Piceno, and we're just going to have some casual time together and circling up here. And while people are giving them a chance to pop on, hi, Debbie, I see you. Hello. I'm going to light up a candle. I've got Kelly Marson here, who was in volume 4 of the Ultimate Healing Guide with me. So Kelly, if you want to unmute, I would love it if you tell us the name of your title in that
Sure.
book.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Happy noon. My name is Kelly Myerson, and I wrote chapter 11 in the Ultimate Guide to Self-Healing, volume 4, which is entitled Sacred Sleep, Cultivate Your Best Sleep Ever. So don't mind me, I'm on my porch. So there's like, the trucks just came down the road with their
No worries.
flags.
I think I've got the video pinned so they can, I think they can hear you, Kelly, but they can't see you. So
okay. Oh my gosh. So funny, the road noise. So anyway, yeah, that's my chapter, Sacred Sleep. And what I'm really all about these days is helping people get their best sleep.
I love it. And we all need that. Lord knows I need that. So you and I are going to have some definite girl time on that. So as I know we're live here and I can see you on the screen. Oh, it is showing you guys on the screen. So I did tell you a fib, I guess. When we go live, it looks like it does show the screens, Kelly. So if you guys don't want to be on video, you can turn off your cameras now and rename yourself as Goddess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however you want to do that. If you're okay being in my private group, then by all means, leave the camera on. I'm going to start off just because this is sacred space to me. So I'm just going to start with some sage. It helps me drop into time and place and leave the outside world outside. So I'm sending that to all of you. This is organic sage from my garden. And it just helps me come in. And I need that. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a crazy week. As you saw yesterday, I was definitely on the day of the moon going into my emotional depths and swimming there for a little while, just feeling all the feels. And I encourage all of you to do that as well, knowing that this is safe, sacred space, that we are here to support each other. Nobody is above or below. We're in sacred circle and it's continuous. And there's always going to be trials and tribulations and celebrations along the way. And that is the core of what I want to build for you here in Sacred Sisterhood. With that being said, I want to anchor the energies and pull a card for you guys. And I am using today the Goddess Oracle deck. And we've got, perfect card, YEMAYA. I don't know if you could see that I'm so bad at aiming on these cameras. YEMAYA. And it says surrender. So, before we get started with our ways of surrendering today, I'm going to read from the book to you this poem that comes with it. And I love that about this particular deck is each card comes with a poem, and it says surrender. Come with your cares, come with your woes. Come when life is joyful, come when life weighs you down. Come when you take on too much, come when you are spread too thin. Come when you are danced out. Come when you seek renewal. All I ask when you come is that you surrender to me, Mother Ocean. My watery womb waits to hold you, nurture you, birth you anew. And when you let go, I give over all to me. So you guys can just let that wash over you like purifying ocean wave and take that in. I couldn't have come up with any better words for what I feel in my heart for what I want here for sacred sisterhood and for you guys just to show up and to show up however you need to show up, whether it's that you're on top of the world or you feel like a train wreck. I just show up and keep showing up and know that we are meant to be with each other in sacred sisterhood to change the world and to change our lives and to transform challenges. So I want to give you guys a moment to share what's coming up with you. And I'm going to be checking the chats too. Debbie, if you want to share, please do. Carolyn, Annabelle, Kelly, I want to get really raw and honest. And that's important for me because I feel like there is so much strength and vulnerability. And I just want to know where you guys are at to your comfort level. Okay. I'm stepping into this wild roller coaster of emotions with what's going on with my son. My husband's going through some health concerns, and I'm in perimenopause, menopause. So there's a lot of emotions flying around, and it's real, and it's teaching me all kinds of things. For those of you who know me well and probably know that I like going fast, 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 fast. Patience is not one of my virtues. And spirit is slowing my ass down and making me feel what I need to feel. And I'm honoring that. And wherever you are in this time and space, I just want to, I want to hold you here with us in this circle. So for any of you that want to go, Kelly, do you want to share? You're the top on my screen.
Sure, I'll share. I totally relate to that card pull. That means like the world to me. I actually did some card pulling this morning, and the word that kept showing up was surrender. So, okay, I'm listening. Got
Right?
it.
We can't make it up. You cannot make this stuff up.
No, you couldn't plan it if you wanted to. So, I'm definitely feeling that. Lots of change going on for me, things falling away and things building. So, yeah, I'm kind of honoring that. I actually took a couple hours off in the middle of the workday just because I really needed the time for myself. And I'm so glad I did. And things showed up that are meant to be here. So, including this circle. So, thank you. And I'm right there with you. Perfectionism is kind of peaking it when these moments happen, right? So she keeps peeking around the corner like, oh, hey, you thought you got this all figured out. Well, guess what? Not so much. So putting her in her place, lots of journaling today. And just I'm outside soaking in some sunshine because I feel like nature is such good medicine today.
Oh my gosh, every day. And I definitely, you're a new friend to me, but I feel like we're very old in nature. Our souls are definitely connected. That perfection and what it sneaks in, right? Like we think we've got it, and then it comes in and it bites us in the ass. And that's something that I really have to work hard to maintain. And the writing that you and I did together, me for volume 3, volume 4, and Ancestors Within, it sneaks in there because it just does, right? It's your work, it's your passion, and we want it to be so well received. And I've shared the book Big Magic with a lot of girls in my circles before. It's one of my favorite books. I love it, love it, love it. Elizabeth Gilbert, I've probably listened to that. I don't even know how many times I've lost count. But she said something in that book, better done than perfect. And that statement, for whatever reason, it stuck to me. And when I get pulled back into that perfectionist trap, and it does feel like a trap because it stops me from moving forward, because if I allow myself to go there, it's never going to be good enough, right? But that statement, better done than perfect, well, that's volume 3, volume 4, Ancestors Within. And then I've just signed a contract to do this next book, which you will be a part of, Kelly. I'm so excited about that. But I mean, I think a lot of women can relate to that perfectionism, but I want us to like really look at it dead in the eyes. Today is the day of Mars, for those of you that like planetary influences. And I want you to like just envision that you have a sword in your hands, any color, any weight, any size, simple or extravagant, and feel yourself cutting away the chains of limitation that happen when we take ourselves in to this place that we have to know all the answers. We have to be 100% perfect. We have to have all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed. And if we could just cut that away, how much farther can we do with sharing ourselves with people that need to receive us? And I'm like I said, this is a balancing act. I don't have it all figured out, but I am aware of it. And I think that's when we ground into our spiritual practices, it doesn't take away life's challenges, but it helps us understand them in a different way. So do I still fall into the perfection trap? Absolutely. But then I grab my composure, I kind of wink at it, and I'm like, you're not stopping me. You're not stopping me this time. And I'm coming into that more and more with the energy of the crone, the wise woman that I'm stepping into as a facilitator and moving forward. And Carolyn, I'd love your take on that too, because you're in that energy and of that essence as well. And just knowing that there's a different energy for me, that better done than perfect is life changing. And I say that not only life changing for me, but if I keep waiting for something to be perfect, it will never get done. And I know that about myself. I spent the greater part of my life being that girl. And you guys have heard me say this, I've written it in my work. I am surrendering to unnecessary suffering. Perfectionism was one of the ways that I conveniently made myself suffer. And it was my excuse. It was a safe excuse to not do the thing that I really wanted to do. So then again, we're like on this self-tug of war that I'm saying I want to do this, but I've got all these convenient excuses of why it's not ready yet. So I just want you to be really, really honest with yourself, whether you're here live with me or you're watching the replay. Pop some comments, and I want you to be honest, not for me, but for yourself. Where are you stopping yourself? Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you just making damn excuses? And then let's dissolve that shit. Okay? Can we agree? All right. So, whew, that felt good to get out. Okay, Carolyn, I would love to just see where you're at, but I also want to know how this crone energy is working within you, because it is so fiery within me. And I've always been fiery by nature, but whoo, mama, this energy is like, there's no stopping this woman.
Gosh, I wish that was my experience right now with it. I think I've been in the fire so long that I'm feeling burned out. My energy level, and so just a tiny bit of background. I had my first hot flash, shall we call it a weekend? I had no, I was 42. I was like, is this what I think it is? Like, felt early. And then I started reading about it, looking into it. Not so much. Basically 42 to 52 is about the range of norm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm 56 now and I'm still not there yet. So I'm like, okay, all right, 14 years of this has been a blast.
But it can be, right? Because you're taking that education,
Yeah.
and I know, if it's okay for me to say, I know the power you hold. You've been in initiation with me in those circles, you've been in calibration, and I've seen you evolve right before my eyes, and you have so much to share. And I believe that all of these challenges we go through, me with my stuff and all of you with yours, we have to go through it so that we have that wisdom to walk in the emotional trenches with those that we are going to serve, those that we are going to mold. I mean, how many young women you can touch the lives of, how many mothers and people like myself that are stepping into this unknown, uncharted territory. And it's stuff that women used to hold shame about. And how beautiful if we could take that away. Like, that is a place of our power. Our moon time has its own power and initiation and intuition. Our mother phase, whether we are mothers or fur mommies or just in that age range of life of mothering and birthing projects, that's a whole nother set of wisdom. And then this, as we're moving, and I believe there's a category in between going to wise wisdom crone, which for me showed up as the goddess phase. So even though we say triple goddess, to me, there's space in between the spaces. And that's when I really started owning my power to be able to go into this next place of facilitating, understanding, transforming, alchemizing, all of the shit of the past at the same time while I'm facilitating, knowing that you don't ever, ever have it all figured out. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this realm. Right. So it's always constant. It's always moving, just like water. And I love that we pulled YEMAYA, because the elemental water can be soft. It can be so powerful that it can wipe out civilizations. It finds a way when there is no way. And we are water. Our bodies are water. We come into this world within the womb in water. We are that spirit, that energy. And how can we let's call in water today? Like that surrender, that sweet surrender. There's a sweet spot to surrender. It doesn't have to be always painful, although sometimes it is. It can also have this sweetness to it. And like, where can you look within yourself? And I'm asking this to you, Carolyn, but to anybody else that's here listening, can you allow yourself to find the sweet spot of the wealth of wisdom you have from everything you've encountered and everything that you are going through right now? Like, where is that? And I want you guys all with me right now. I'm trying to look over here, make sure nobody has comments. Right now, like, I want hands on heart, hands on your womb space, on that lower belly. I want you to close your eyes. Those that you've been with me for a long time, you know that I bring the energy there by gently rocking your hips if you need to. If you don't need to do that, just bring your awareness down and in. Just down and in. Just taking a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth, I want a big, noisy sigh. So I'm going in through the nose and you guys can give me more than that. The reason I want the exhale with the noise, first of all, don't worry what you sound about, because everybody sounds just as crazy doing it. So just get rid of that insecurity now. It disrupts our energetic holding pattern. It allows us to make space for the good stuff to get in. So we release the old, we bring in the new. So I want you to, with the power of intention, breathe in love, power, and wisdom, and exhale with that big sigh, with that noisy, uncomfortable, oh, they're watching me. Let it out of anything that is not serving you. So we're going to breathe in and out.
Ah.
Now I want you just to take a mental scan, an emotional scan, and a physical scan of your body. Notice any sensations, feelings, colors, words that may come to you. And I want you to find that from the place down in the pit of your belly, your energetic core, your energetic womb. And in that place, that's where we hold our trauma, but it's also where we hold our wisdom, power, and magic. So from that place, I want you to ask, where am I holding back? And I just want you to grab that answer. Feel free to share it if you want. If you want to hold it to yourself, that's fine, but I'd love to witness you. Just down and in, what are you willing to surrender today that's holding you back? That is your excuse. That's your block. That's an old belief ready to be like surrendered right now at this time in this space. The power of water with YEMAYA here in sacred sisterhood. What are you willing to let go of? And I want you to drop out of your head into your body. If you're up here, that's going to give you lies. Down and in. And if you have a word, just place your hands on your chest for me if you got some kind of wisdom. Okay? Don't rush it. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Kelly. Do you want to share, Kelly, what came through?
Sure. Some red and orange fire and burning away people pleasing. That part of perfectionism where trying to make everybody happy or caring what other people think, and releasing that today.
Yes. And as you release that for you, I just want to thank you for being so courageous to speak that out, because you doing this work expands out into the universe. And by us doing it, we're giving other people the courage to let go of that shit too. So thank you. Out of here. lighting a candle to you, my dear. Okay. And then I've got some comments here in the chat. If I can get it to come up. Feeling like I'm not enough. I mean, what woman can't resonate with that at one time or another? So let's just, across all time, all space and dimensions, let's honestly and consciously, for the collective of women, of women, of all cultures, all time, all space, let's release, destroy, delete, dissolve not enoughness. You are worthy. Reprogramming on a DNA level, allowing that self-worth to come in so big, so bold, so fierce that it crushes those places of unworthiness. So allow that to sink in. Plant the seeds within your heart, send the energy into your womb. And as you receive it, with the power of your intention, I'm going to ask that you send that back out to other women. As you receive, you send, you give, you share. Make this sacred purpose. Thank you.
Jen, can I add something?
Please.
So that's, as I was saying before, feeling a little burned out. So I took this week, I'm up here in Blue Ridge on a sabbatical all by myself in a tiny cabin to connect deeply with myself. And I've already in just 2 days have had a lot come up for me. Just, you know, the busyness of life, how you tamp it down. It's like, all right, I'll deal with that later. And you're right, I've made a ton of progress and had a ton of growth in the last 2 years, an enormous amount. But there's still that little bit, like you say, hanging on to, where feeling like I've been so busy I actually was one of the people who became more busy once the COVID situation. And now I'm just taking these days to do only what I feel like doing.
Yes.
It feels so good and it feels so weird, you know, and I find myself
because you're used to doing, right?
And
But
I'm just saying to myself, all right, what do you want to do? And it's like, well, I want to do this and that and this and this and that. And I'm like, whoa, slow it down. You know,
but
and I think that's
bring that
how
back home with you. That's what I want
Yeah.
to ask, is how to bring that back home to you without having to escape to a cabin. Can you
Right.
bring that and integrate that into everyday life? Like, why do we do that as women? Why do we not do what the hell we want to do? Like, I'm almost 50. Like, I should be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. Like, we don't need
Right.
permission, but for some reason, it's like we're waiting for damn permission. So, Carolyn, I'm giving you permission to do
Thank
whatever
you.
the hell you want to do when you come home. Okay?
Yes.
And I honestly, I want to keep you accountable on that, just sister to sister, because I need to keep myself accountable on that too. Like, I feel guilty if I take a nap. Why? I'm 50 years old. I work hard all the time. I play hard. I work hard.
And I'm actually,
and
I'm
honoring your
over
body.
that part. Yeah, I'm over that part. I have, I gotta say, I love the 50s. I think they're empowering and phenomenal, and I'm excited to be at this phase of my life. But there's still work to be done, you know, for sure.
Well,
There's
that's
still
good.
unpacking that's happening, and yeah.
Well, it's gonna keep expanding you, and just keep listening and keep moving forward. You know, and that, I'm so glad you got away so that you could re-tap into that. But like I said, if you can integrate that into everyday life, if you want a piece of cake, eat a piece of cake. If you want to go on a walk, go on a walk. Like, you don't need to ask, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
just, I think that we need to, again, with self-worth, right, be able to receive from ourselves that wisdom and then actually act upon it. Because you know what you want to do. You've got your dreams and desires. They're there. So I'm going to just invite all of you to tap into that space where the inner muse resides and start letting her drive. Let her be able to run the show every now and then.
Yeah, if you all could just send me a little energy to do that. Like I say, the burnout thing has been what's been holding me back. But I think I needed to go in and get quiet and do less for a little while to finally get my energy back.
Yes. Well, I will tell you, for me, when I really feel and experience burnout, it's when I'm not in alignment with who I am. So the fact that you're doing everything as part of your self-care to get that energy back, I want you just to think about that. When you're in alignment and you're doing what you want to do, I betcha your vitality and life force energy is much stronger.
Yeah, I can already feel it.
And your power. And you are powerful.
Yep, I do know that.
So let her come out and do what she needs to do. Okay? And you know I'm here to support you.
Yes, ma'am.
Annabelle, do you have anything you want to share? You're good. Okay. So I want to show you guys, I went a little bit over. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. I'm going to show you just one little quick Tuesday tip. And I first learned this when I was in massage school by a woman who I adore. She's one of my favorite teachers to this day. Her name is Lori Craig, and she's the queen of all things anatomy. I had the time of my life in all of her classes. I geeked out on everything because of her teaching style. And Lori, if you're watching, I love you. I love you. I love you. So we're going to do a Thymus Thump. Okay. And I'm going to make you look like Tarzan for a second. Okay. So we used to do this at the beginning of class. And what's amazing about it is it does bring in energy and vitality. So even if you can make this a part of your daily practice, it's fun to do with kids. I'm doing it with Aiden and Kelly. I know with you being a therapist, I'd love your feedback on that as well, but we're using it to help regulate. And so your thymus just in the center of your chest, think of a gorilla. Okay. And you don't want to do it too hard where it hurts. I'm doing it with a flat fist. And then my way to do it, this is how Lori showed us. And you thump that thymus, and your goal is to do it for like 30 seconds, but just do till you feel complete. So this supports healing, vibrancy. It's so simple, but it's really effective. And then for those of you who don't have a drum, I love sound therapy. So just notice if your vibration is raising. Okay. I just want you to notice the difference. Like for me, I feel all buzzy and alive in the center of my chest. Therapist Mandy, one of my friends, she's done this before where she's crossed the hands and it helps with anxiety. And she did it this way. Okay. So again, it's that center of the chest. For me, I like dead center, and I like making noise and music with it. Okay, so if you don't have a drum, when I drum with you and we start bringing in these songs of the grandmothers, you can thump your thymus. Okay, they also call this the happiness point. So throughout your day, that's your challenge for today with my Tuesday tip, is to thump your thymus. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the live Zoom, but I'll stay on to answer any questions for anybody that has anything else that they want to share in private. Thank you all for being here in Mystic Circle. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you all.